In the Zend Avestas, ladies and gentlemen, a religious document of antiquity, it goes on to say that there are 3 prerequisites for any civilization to flourish and be enlightened. Those 3 prerequisites are that culture must have, that civilization, excuse me, must have pristine air, pristine water, and pristine food. Again, in the Zend Avestas, a religious document of antiquity, it goes on to say that there are 3 primary foundational prerequisites for any civilization to flourish and be enlightened. That civilization needs pristine air, pristine water, and pristine food. Now, if you take one of those away, you damage that triad of health. Right now in the Matrix, ladies and gentlemen, we are lacking as a civilization in the United States, which is the hub of the Matrix for the most part. We are lacking pristine air, pristine water, and pristine food. And that's the primary foundation of my health system, is inspiring people to address those 3 things. Those 3 things, if you address them properly, can have a profound effect on your health, well-being, and happiness in your life. Once you get on that system, you can help other people get on that system. It's beautiful. By changing the quality of air you breathe, the quality of water you drink, and the quality of food that you eat, you begin to massively terraform your inner biology and upgrade your life. Who wouldn't want to do that? Upgrading is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Without upgrading, you create stagnation. And stagnation leads to sickness, just like a river. If a river stops flowing, it begins to stagnate. And parasites, parasites in different mosquitoes start to come and infest that part of the stagnated river. Fish die, you name it. There's a lot of things that you can learn by looking at nature and attaching a metaphoric spin to it. Stagnation. So, I am just in the middle of a particular cleanse I'm doing. I'm about 2 weeks into it. Going strong, liking my results. But, again, you guys, it's very beneficial to just be out by the trees. You're going to get more oxygen out here. You're going to get fresher air. Now, we can't really call it fresh air because fresh air would imply that the air is actually fresh. The air out here is full of garbage. And that's why you really need to modulate, upgrade, and mitigate the toxic. You need to get an air filter. With an air filter, a lot of people have breathing issues and they're not really aware of it. A lot of people have, how would I put it? We breathe from our upper lungs, ladies and gentlemen. We don't breathe with the whole potential of our lungs anymore. We don't even breathe from our diaphragm. Now, over the years of breathing shallow, we've become used to it, and we don't really even know how good it feels to use the whole expansion of the lung in the diaphragm. One way that you can begin breathing deeper without having to do any effort other than buying an air filter is to buy an air filter. If you buy a quality air filter and you remove a lot of the garbage out of the house that you live in, you're going to naturally be able to breathe deeper because all those particles, a large percentage of those particles won't be in the air anymore. So, I've experienced this a handful of times. Air filtration is absolutely essential. You can even get philodendron plants that have natural air cleansing properties, but to get a quality air filter with the plants, bringing nature indoors is beneficial too, alongside an air filter. But again, not to get off subject, you guys, exercise and those 3 prerequisites to health will really help you get back on track. In my opinion, it's helped me massively and every other person that I know who's followed this system. Pristine air, pristine water, pristine food. Now, what's interesting about the Zend Avestas and that quote that I just quoted from that Zend Avestas about the 3 prerequisites to health is that if you read, or excuse me, if you pick up a copy of John W. Apsley II's book, The Genesis Effect, Spearheading Regeneration with Wild Blue-Green Algae, there's a quote in there from the Surgeon General that says that 70 to 75% of diseases, sicknesses, and pathologies can be linked directly to the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the water we drink. And those are the 3 tiers, the 3 primary foundational pillars, so to speak, of the health triad. Pristine air, pristine water, pristine food. I'm going to keep repeating these messages because I believe it's important. Currently have about 13,000 subscribers, almost about 13,500. I'm enjoying having this platform and watching it grow. I hope that it's benefited you. I hope that I can inspire you. Or if you're already on the path, I hope that my messages can still serve you some benefit. Now is the time to take advantage of the options we have as humans, ladies and gentlemen. We have access to herbs and healing protocols, fruits, berries, you name it, today that were only reserved for the most wealthy elite of antiquity. Many of the emperors and the kings and the queens would ingest these particular herbs to increase their virility, to increase their wisdom, to increase their power, to increase their health, their longevity. A lot of the herbs and things on the market you couldn't get if you were a peasant. You couldn't even get if you were middle class. Even portions of the upper class couldn't have access to these herbs. We now have access to all of these. Now is a beautiful time because the matrix is very abundant, you guys. Don't get me wrong. The matrix is working overtime to affect human consciousness from unraveling. They are trying to keep the species from becoming enlightened. That's how you create a slave species, ladies and gentlemen. You separate them from their destiny, so to speak. Our destiny is to be fully activated, fully infinite individuals with their Kundalini activated. Kundalini bridges us with Source. They've separated that. We become a lost creature, a domesticated creature in a false environment. I have to yell because I'm afraid the message will get cut off because of the wind. But we have access to these herbs. We have access to the ability to grow things like ginseng, to grow medicinal herbs, to grow some of the tonic herbs, to grow our own food, tomatoes, you name it. So for every time you start to feel down about how crazy this world is, because let me tell you, the more conscious you get, the more you realize that it's insane out here. Whenever you have a feeling that brings you down, always remember that for as crazy as it is out here, we have so many options to evolve. We have so many things at our fingertips that so many people never had. So I hope I can inspire you guys to get a bike, to go get out there today, get some sunlight, clean your skin with some witch hazel, with a little bit of alcohol in it. Get the dirt off your face, get the brake dust off your skin, unclog the pore, get some sunlight. Too much sunlight can kill you, but too little will kill you quicker. I love that quote. It's true. We're like a plant, so to speak, in the respect that we need sunlight. So many different physiological things that are processes, enzymatic processes, you name it, that take place from us receiving sunlight. So, just a brief little message, you guys. I'm trying to keep these videos under 20 minutes long. This is not just a joke. Again, to wrap this one up, you can believe all you want that they aren't spiking the food supply with mind-numbing agents to suppress our evolution, to suppress the Kundalini from evolving, from keeping us from evolving. You can believe it all you want, that there's no poisons in the food supply, even though some of the main companies that are providing our food for us are chemical companies that have ties to making military weapons. Chemical companies responsible for telling us what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. Go over to the EWG website. I'll put a link in the description box below. I believe that's what it's called. And type in your area code and look at how much toxicity is in your city's tap water. So you can say that I'm crazy, that it's just a joke, or that I'm exaggerating things, but until you look at what's in your tap water alone, maybe you just would rather stay ignorant to the truth. Maybe it's easier for you to not acknowledge the truth. I know it would be easier to live in a numbed state. What's up, man? Where you just believe whatever you want to believe and just ignore the truth. You don't really get anywhere in life doing that, ladies and gentlemen. You really don't. It's very childish to think that whatever you believe is the truth just because you believe it. I hate to tell you, that's not how the world works. That's not how the universe works. The universe is governed by laws and spiritual laws that exist regardless of what you believe is reality. In the same respect, the truth behind the scenes regarding the food supply, and all the mind control they're employing here through radiation, you name it. It exists, whether you want to believe it or not. I don't care if you believe it. I hope that you can become more privy to it, because again, we will gain power through numbers. We need to wake the hell up. There is so much more to life, and until people experience Kundalini, until people experience more potential of their genes, more potential of their biology, they'll never really know that. For the blinders to come off and the expansion of the consciousness to experience the expansion of the consciousness through Kundalini, through the energy field of the body becoming more active, through the energy, the meridians in your system becoming more active. It's beautiful. So right now we're like a species that's running on less than 5% of its battery, and our battery is running out. We're running out of our primal essence, so to speak, which in traditional Chinese medicine is known as Jing, the primal essence. So we need to consume things that help us bring our qi up. There's something in traditional Chinese medicine called the three treasures of healing. There's Jing, there's Qi, and there's Shen. Jing can be referred to as our primal essence. Qi can be referred to as our vitality, and Shen can be referred to as spirit, our connection to spirit, our expansion, our connection to the divine. All three of those are under attack. So to balance and nourish and to bring balance to the three treasures is very essential. Now, on a day-to-day basis, we damage our Jing, our essence, that which keeps us alive, because we rob ourselves of Qi. We also do things that rob us of Jing. So I may be making sense, I may not be. Depends on how much you know about Chinese medicine. But in order for us to get our power back, we need to restore our Jing and consume things that can give us Qi. So I'll make some more videos in the near future about traditional Chinese medicine and the three treasures of healing. I talk about that somewhat heavy, or more heavily, excuse me, on my Patreon page, and I'm going to wrap this one up by plugging my Patreon. If you are interested in hours and hours and hours of bonus content that you cannot find here on the Sacred Serpent page, the public YouTube channel, you can head over to www.patreon.com/sacredserpent, and for as low of a donation as $5, you can have access to many hours of bonus content, videos, pictures, polls, recipes, things that you cannot find here on the YouTube channel. I offer this as a donation to my channel, where you donate monthly and you get a lot in return. I do my best to make my supporters feel satisfied with how much I give back. There's 5 different reward tiers, you guys. There's a $5, a $15, $25 and up. So if you're interested in supporting my channel, go over to www.patreon.com/sacredserpent and look through the 5 reward tiers that are on the right-hand column of the webpage and see what suits you best if you're interested in supporting my cause, supporting my channel, supporting my work. I hope that my messages can offer you hope in a crazy world. I hope that my passion and my videos can inspire you in some way to improve some part of your health today. Always remember that in the Zend Avestas, a religious document of antiquity, it goes on to say that there are 3 primary foundational prerequisites for any civilization to flourish. That civilization and the people need pristine air, pristine water, and pristine food. Without those, your health crumbles, your civilization crumbles, and we're experiencing that on a day-to-day basis here in the Matrix. Apply those 3 principles to your life and connect that triadinal pyramid of health, and you will, in my opinion, and these are just my opinions, these are not medical facts, you will, in my opinion, increase the amount of health in your life, in your well-being. Remain positive in a crazy world, and until next time, peace be with you all.